Session 52.
We're a full
New
deck now.
Horizons. Nice. Um, yeah, so the recap falls to me because nobody else did it last time. And I'll just give the Cliff Notes version. We had everybody but Narrow getting into a shady deal, potentially for some retake weaponry. Unfortunately, that turned out to be a bogus wind cutter, but Brother Nick and Saoirse managed to leverage that revelation into um, a pretty good deal on some other illicitly acquired goods, and turning turning the would-be wind cutter seller into an informant for you, sniffing out a real wind cutter. And I managed to do that all without Java getting cops called on your little powwow.
It was a miracle.
It was just a trash can.
um, yeah, everybody acquired some new goodies, and you all decided to start looking into what's up with Nafia. And since nobody had heard from her for about a week, you decided to go snooping around at one of the utility facilities. Runs the satellite grid on which all of the, I guess, all the compads typically are on which they are all connected. Anyway, and Brother Nick and Cade pulled off a pretty great routine, posing as auditors of some sort, of a very official sort, actually, and managed to convince everyone on the scene well enough to get them in and get the information that Nafia's phone has not left her house since the last time she was heard from, the weekend before last. So, I don't know that we left in a particular scene or moment, so we can pick up wherever you guys would like after Brother Nick and Cade have made their exit.
Yeah.
Hey Ben,
Hmm.
do you mind copying and pasting the recap I just typed out of what you said into the recaps, and I'll delete mine so that there's a nicer break? Thanks. All right, I'll delete mine and then I'll start on the new one. Thank you.
No problem. So anyway, what you guys gonna do next? Um, you've got your gear. I don't know where you want to stash your filed off serial number weapons and other surplus military gear.
Well,
Wait, was it last week that we got our friend to go with the tunnel snakes, or the week before?
I think
Um,
it was the week before, because
it was
that
a
was
week before,
the
yeah.
ketchup in the car incident.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
The events that we shall furthermore refer to as the ketchuping.
Oh no. That could just be what we call recaps every week.
Yep.
Oh my.
Well, I think we were
Hi, Joe.
talking about piling into cars and heading out to Nafia's. We were looking at the getting Cade's eye in the sky to look around, but also we were talking about how we wanted Boots in that house as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we were worried about taking too long to get over there because if she was still alive, like being held hostage there or something,
Yeah,
we were worried about her being harmed.
yeah. And if
Mhm.
she is held hostage somewhere else, it's possible that depending on how long it's been since she was moved, we may be able to follow tracks. So time is a pretty big factor here, I think.
Alrighty then.
I'm gonna laugh if we show up and she's just been paid off. She's just chilling in her house.
All right. Well, so you guys are just gonna head on over to her place,
hmm
taking your gear with you, stashed in the
Definitely.
trunks or whatever.
Terry the gear.
All
Yeah,
right.
me as well.
All right. So, are we? Let's see. Are we suiting up in armor, or are you guys, most of you, other than I guess maybe usually Narrow, um, going in your more blending in armor?
I
Does
mean,
that
Cade
question make
doesn't
sense?
really have anything other than like armored clothes kind of thing at this point.
I think everybody. Well, I guess I
You're
don't know about.
telling me his 3-piece suit is armored?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's so secure clothing is kind of it's not an uncommon thing. It's streetwear.
Yeah. And it's
Um,
what he does have, so
Yeah.
it's basically it's made to look like regular clothing, but at a touch you realize, oh, this is actually got some like reinforced bits, kind of like some flexible but uh composite sort of materials, whatever. It's not like metal plates necessarily, but it's yeah, it's nice
better
and
than
lightweight.
nothing.
Much better than nothing. I know at least a few of you had woven body armor. No, Narrow usually.
I mean, Cade has it, but he would have been wearing secure clothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nara's usually dressed in her secure clothing. She does have her combat field uniform. Um,
Okay.
probably not with her. It's I guess it's not that heavy to carry around. It's only an encumbrance of one. Folds up nicely. Um,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't. I'd say two of you could be in armor without it being, really unusual. You'd be notable, but
mhm.
not like drawing, like not like turning heads kind of out of place or anything.
I think it's a good idea. I know that Nara doesn't normally wear the CFU because it's combat armor. It's not just street armor. Um,
Hmm.
but that's for regular walking around the city. We're going somewhere where we anticipate there may have been some conflict, and if it's if the CFU is something that a couple of us could wear without looking completely out of place, um, then yeah, I'll
Hmm.
switch her over to that.
Okay. And that also brings me to the question of Kadir. So, he has been reaching out to some old contacts and digging up some connections that he hadn't made use of in quite a while. How did you want to go about that, Robert?
Well, he definitely would do it using a burner phone
Okay.
because he would not want to keep the phone any longer than he had to.
Okay.
If contact failed, he would assume the worst. Um, especially the more failures he got, and he would just dispose of the phone. And he would try not to do it like right outside her house. Do it someplace kind of just neutral, like near a cafe.
Okay. Would you want to have picked up these henchmen before going to Nephias?
Yeah, I think we might need them.
You're
Okay.
like, get in, nerds. We're gonna hench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Cade had been. We'll just say, for maybe the sake of believability, he'd been starting to do this. He's had a day or two since you guys have been on planet side to try to start drumming these people up. Um, how would you like to flavor your, I guess, your connection or your hold on them, your pull?
Um. Well, I think that with most of them, it would stem from his activism background. Um,
Okay.
but I think probably two of them are just also friends, but uh, acquaintance kind of friends,
Okay.
and didn't mind doing work when he
Hmm.
needed them. And so those two would have been Whitley Winmore and Deshaun Peterson, and
Okay.
the other two from his activism background would have been Okanan Karumi and Artumana.
Okay.
I'm gonna need those names written down.
I literally had to write them down too. Okay.
So do all of them know Cade's background, or his, I should say, his actual like family connections and stuff?
Probably not.
Okay, because I've gotten the impression that uh, since he sort of decided to go his own way and shun the shunned his father's preferred path for him, that he's probably downplayed or outright uh, concealed the fact that he is Tabukan royalty,
Yeah.
or I should say nobility. Um,
Yeah.
not,
Yeah,
not
no, I
royalty.
think he would have concealed it unless he absolutely had to reveal it to anybody.
Okay.
He's not showing off his fancy sleeves.
No, they know he dresses well, but they don't know anything else.
I'm in his tattoo.
Yeah, they definitely don't know about that.
Okay.
I mean, out of character, luckily, they're loyal henchmen, but still, prior to that, they definitely had no clue.
Hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Um. Yeah, and I guess we can worry more about them going forward. I don't necessarily want to get us too bogged down in, okay, what do we do with them? Where are they gonna go? What do they know? What do we tell them? What do we not tell them? Um,
Right.
There's a certain amount of that is fine and enjoyable, but we don't necessarily want the whole game to be trying to figure out the logistics of where to send your four hinchies. So
Yeah, I can like read a little bit of that in like the out of character planning of what
yeah,
Cade would typically do.
okay. I was gonna say that works. I was gonna suggest that we have sort of a baseline assumption about what they're doing or where they what they're whether they're listening in or kind of tuning out what you guys are talking about as the general assumption, unless you guys tell me otherwise. Um, just so that we don't have to spell it out every single time. Um, so for the, I guess, bottom line, assume that they are not hindering your efforts in any way. We'll start with that. These guys
Right.
are loyal. That some of that is kind of built into the focus, but yeah, they are undyingly loyal to Cade. They will they will fight to protect him, and help him against anything but like clearly overwhelming odds. Um, and these are all people that Cade has done favors for in the past. So yeah, these are ride or die kind of bros. All right, so that having been handled, I guess the first point of clarification, do you want to ride around with them, or do you want them to just have their own transportation and follow you guys?
Um, Probably better that they follow us for now.
Okay. All right, so they'll stay close behind, following you guys off to wherever you're going, which at the moment I believe is going to be Nefia's house. Now, before we do that, you guys had gone and hacked in at the basically at the cell tower facility, um, gotten the information. Now you're going. Henchmen are falling in behind. Are you looping in Kareem yet, or are you doing your own thing?
Does anybody think we should loop in Kareem?
Maybe
Or
not yet.
yeah, or would it be better to let him have some plausible deniability? I'm in agreement with the maybe not yet.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I thought I had an inkling that he had been brought up in relation to that, so I just wanted to double check before we moved forward. Without further ado, you can all start heading out. Nafia's address is outside, out in kind of the outskirts, sort of suburbs of the city, and it's still a pretty densely populated area, but not not as many skyscrapers or you know dozen-story tall buildings crowding everything. There aren't really there aren't the what am I trying to say? Like the 30-foot up, grav car lanes. Um, so it's not nearly as layered as the downtown center of the city is.
Okay.
And it's nearly an hour's drive out there by the time you factor in some traffic. But without further incident, you pull up um, you know, down a street of what look kind of like, um, I guess, townhouses. I think is the right way to describe it. They're pretty much uh, stacked up next to each other. They're just little, very narrow, almost alleys in between each one. Um, and so you can spot hers down the way a little bit. How do you want to approach?
I'm guessing we
Um,
don't want to try knocking.
yeah, please don't.
Okay.
That's what
So
henchmen are for.
Cade would
Oh wait, what?
probably have texted the guys like an
Hmm.
SOS and be like, meet up. And then we probably want to use Hello Neighbor to scout the area. I think we had it in the air last time in the area of this before we decided to move. Cade would have definitely packed the combat drone.
Okay. Yeah, you can put the hello neighbor up and take a look. Are there any particular details you're looking for?
Yeah, looking for surveillance, looking for um changes or damage to the house that might be obvious, like something knocked down in the yard or
Hmm.
out back, something obviously like missing or added, um any
Okay.
cameras that may be around the house, that kind of stuff.
All right. So put the
Guards.
hello neighbor up. Oh yeah, guards. So you can put the hello neighbor up and start getting a look. And just for comparison, you maybe take a quick glance at nearby houses so you have a frame of reference too. Um, looks like all of them have, at least one camera on aimed at the front doorstep and one at the backyard. The yards are pretty small, but all fenced in, um, sort of privacy fences. And say maybe like a tenth of an acre, all told, for each of them. So pretty teeny. Um, Nafia's looking at the outside. Nothing looks particularly out of place. All the windows have blinds down. No seeing in through the windows. Doors are all shut. Everything looks intact. You do, inspecting closely, you do notice that the gate in the little alley to one side of her house. Sorry, the gate in the fence that you would access from the alley is just slightly ajar, not quite latched.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there anything about the house that looks unkempt, like any kind of plants that seem like they haven't been watered or haven't been trimmed, or anything like a package left on the front doorstep, or maybe blinds just like shutters shut or anything like that?
Mm. She does have she's got a bit more of wild plant life in her backyard than some of her neighbors, but it doesn't particularly look, well, I'd say it's kind of hard to tell whether or not it's unkempt. It's not some neatly manicured garden. There's
Hmm.
they seem to have been left to grow. It's not like they've overgrown in a week's
But
time.
in contrast to the other houses, it
In
looks
contrast to the other neighbors, yeah, it does.
less kept.
Hmm.
Is
Okay.
is there any reason that Nero and Java shouldn't wander up to that alley and slip in through that slightly ajar gate? Take a look directly at the house.
She
Uh,
doesn't know who Java is. He's game.
as far as GM's information, just the fact that there are a handful of houses with some sort, varying degrees of line of sight on that little approach,
Yeah.
either in the front or maybe from the back.
Yeah.
But
Ne-
they think they could sneak through.
Nero's got as long as she knows where those cameras are, she's actually honestly, even if she doesn't know exactly where they are, she's got enough of a sense of urban stealth to try and keep her and Java from being face recognized on those cameras. And I think the biggest threats will be any cameras that are actually on Nafia's house that might still be actively triggered or linked to alarm systems.
Hmm.
So on the player side, any objection? Well, player and character. Narrow's itching to go. She's like, me and Java should go.
I think Cade would um like gently grab Nero's shoulder and say, maybe take out any cameras on the way to the house. We don't know if Nafia is there, but I don't think that we can trust her cameras right now.
The taking them out would make it obvious. We're just two teenage hoodlums right now. If we take out cameras, we're military. Or
Okay, well, he'll hand
operatives.
her one of his line shunts and say, then before you walk through the line of sight of one, um, please stick this up near it.
Is he saying on like random houses on the way to it, or at Nafia's house?
Nafia's house,
Okay.
specifically.
Now I'll point out that with a line shunt, you know, typically at a personal home, you wouldn't expect them to have a system robust enough to need a line shunt. Now, obviously, you could still use one if you wanted to be able to hack in to a data line that you can't physically access, like just through a wall. But you do still need to know where those lines are.
Yeah, he was saying basically put it under the camera so that he'd have easier access.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
then he's also not expecting it to be consumer grade if the government or some spy agency like picked her up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, he's not making assumptions. He's just like, let's go for the worst here.
Good deal. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I reminded everybody of kind of the usual expectations there.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get Java and Nero at least into the yard.
Let's do it.
How you want to handle that sneaking, Ben?
Well, I was going to ask you the same thing. So, I mean, you won't be able to get to the house without, being out in the open. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming you're going to just try to play it casual until you get over there.
Yeah, Nero's
Um,
gonna change
just
back into her secure clothing.
Does Nero have a ball? Could we have like one of those, oops, I threw my ball in your yard moments?
There you go.
uh, what Nero wants to do is honestly just be seen on these cameras walking along the street, and then down the alleyway there's okay, so that's Nero's idea, is just to just to be walking down the street, and then go down the alleyway, keeping their faces hidden from the other house cameras. That's her concern. If Java wants to suggest playing the ball game, go for it. Suggest it.
All right, let's. We don't have to necessarily play that out, but let's say he suggested that.
Okay. But that makes it harder for us to hide our faces.
But they're less likely to think that we're sketchy if we're not trying to hide our faces.
I'm more worried about them seeing us.
Ersha's just gonna look at them and say, "You could have just different faces altogether."
But Nara's been working so hard to get her system strain back
Mm,
She has.
down.
I want a different face. Can you make me look like Tom?
Meh.
Sersha blinks for a moment. Sure. So she'll make him look like Tom Selleck.
Oh.
But
That's how Tom looks when he's a human.
He's
Nice.
just gonna ask, so how do I look?
Like Tom.
Perfect. Let's go. And he's gonna go along with Nero's idea to do it discreetly.
Alright. I'll say Java definitely does. He can tell that he still has a human face in general.
He's not gonna think to touch it to check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nero
enough.
says to go ahead and change her also.
Sersha's not going to change Nero to look like Pinky.
Oh.
Right. No, that would be bad.
Notoriety. Notoriety.
But she is going to make Nero look like she could be the daughter of Tom Selleck. So
Oh no.
There you go.
Alright.
That's
I've added
funny.
a system strain.
By the way, it would be remiss of me to continue without having touched at least a moment on what I guess what Cade looks like sitting in the back seat here, operating the Hello Neighbor. Does he?
yeah,
I guess I'll leave it somewhat up to you. You know, he's hands free at the moment.
yeah, I forgot that would be completely different for him now. He wouldn't be taking the controller. Um,
Yeah, he might have even gone to reach for it and then been like, "Oh, wait."
yeah, I feel like he would have reached for the backpack, brought the controller out with the drone just automatically when he put it up, and then realized, oh yeah, put the controller back in there, turn on the drone, and be like, and just stand there looking kind of blank for a second as he piloted the drone up, and just say,
Mhm.
"This is weird."
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he would
still getting
have,
used to it.
yeah, in the back of his mind, he'd have, a whole new set of sensations connected to the functions of whatever drones he's linked up to. So it would have, registered in his mind when the drone turned on, if he didn't remember before then. And yeah, he's, all he has to do to operate its various little features is think about them the right way. And yeah, maybe it's a little choppy at first, but he manages well enough to get it done. He's not running an obstacle course with it, so it's all fine. So Nero and Java with fresh faces are ready to get out of the car and go make their way over to Nafia's house, with Cade providing eyes in the sky.
Are we doing the ball game?
Nah, he was gonna go along with your idea.
Okay.
So we're gonna sneak into that alley.
Alrighty. So both of you give me sneak checks with dexterity.
All right.
All right. Not too shabby. So they do their thing, playing it casual until they get close enough to Nafia's house to duck up close and then slip into the alleyway. And as far as you can see, nobody has seen you, and Nara is certain that she managed to avoid the line of sight of at least the cameras on Nafia's house.
Okay.
Any new things we might see from this perspective?
So the two of you go through the little alleyway. It's, maybe just barely wide enough for the two of you to squeeze next to each other, shoulder to shoulder, if you wanted to. But not comfortably. And it's fairly clean. It looks like it's a shared space. But just a narrow little gate on Nafia's side of the little alley. And apparently the other house's gate would be on the other side. And you don't notice any movement at the windows, either of Nafia's house or the neighbor's house. And you can go back to the gate, find it just barely not latched, as Robert had indicated. As Kate had indicated. And so you can let yourselves into Nafia's backyard, which is mostly just a plain little yard. It's got a little bit of outdoor furniture, but a bit of plant life growing and making it a bit more vibrant than the other cookie cutter townhouses might be. And you've got a clear path to the back door. There's also a camera in the backyard here, which is going to make your approach a little bit tricky. You have to do it carefully. Meanwhile, we have everyone else chilling in the car. And of course, the henchman car pulled up behind. Are any of the rest of you wanting to do anything while this goes on, or are we just waiting to hear the results of their scouting ahead?
Saoirse's feeling really antsy that Java and Nero went off on their own. And she keeps trying to like peek over Cade's shoulder to like look at the Hello Neighbor footage because she's feels like something's gonna go wrong.
But it's all in
Yeah.
his mind now.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't have his usual little control slab in his lap. He's just sitting there, maybe hands in his lap.
Does he have like a comm pad or anything?
No, he's just kind of spaced. I don't know if he's.
I mean, like at his hip, yeah, but it's not in his hand.
Is he? So Robert, is he like eyes glazed over, or has he closed his eyes?
No, like looking off into the distance kind of thing, like off in a stare.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he probably isn't gonna notice then that Saoirse keeps like looking over and like looking for his his black slab or whatever, and after a while she makes just a sound of frustration. She's like, "How can you be so calm?"
Huh? What are you talking about?
Where's your data slab?
Oh, that's what the implant was for. I'm actually piloting the drone in my mind. Like I can actually see from it. It's kind of weird.
I thought you were just getting corrective lenses.
Uh, well, no, not exactly. It was a little more involved than that.
Oh, good. I was thinking you'd been blind up to this point. But still, is there any way I can see what the drone is seeing? I'm just.
Yeah, and he'll pull out the little tablet for controlling the drone and like turn it on observer mode and then pass it to her.
She'll thank him. Oh, sorry, yawn. She will thank him for that and
You're welcome.
sort of settle down a little bit. But she still seems to, her like leg is bobbing up and down. She's bouncing her leg.
Mhm.
She just seems overall to have a lot of nervous energy.
All right, so Saoirse and Brother Nick have a data slab essentially now with a view of the a bird's eye view of Nero and Java having just entered the backyard.
Yeah, and Cade will be like sweeping it, showing where they are, and then checking like the other side of the fence and
Mm-hmm.
just keeping
And
an eye out
that'll-
for things they may not be able to see.
Yeah. Doing a good little sweep of their surroundings every little bit. Makes sense. So, Dex and Avery, how are you guys gonna go about this? You've got a line shunt. Are you wanting to slap that on one of these underneath the camera here in the back?
Yeah. Cade asked her to, so Nara will try and stay out of its range of view, but put that line shunt on there, and we'll try and look for some way to get into the house non-destructively initially. Like
Okay.
picking locks, sliding open windows or whatever, and
Mhm.
also as much out of view of the cameras as we can.
Okay.
Maybe a vent or fireplace entrance.
So I was
thinking
gonna
it-
say the windows are actually. Nero looks them over, and they're actually well designed not to be not to really be openable from the outside at all.
Mm-hmm.
However, the door does have a little access panel on it.
Well, could she use her meta tool? Yeah, meta tool. That's the word for it. To cut a little hole in the window and then reach through, unlatch it. The normal breaking and entering things.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought you were going to ask if you could use your eel skin to zap that control panel.
I think that's where
Mhm.
Ben was going, but I'm trying not to spend all her system strain.
Well, so you were asking non-destructively. I mean, you could use the meta tool.
That's true. True.
To try to. You could try to jack into the panel and try to short circuit it or something.
Mhm.
Disable it so that you can get into the disable the lock on the door and get in.
That's
That
fair,
would
but
be
isn't the panel right? Isn't the camera looking right at it?
yeah.
So I guess what I mean by what I should have said by non-destructively, um, the normal breaking and entering things. Thanks, Ethan. Is
Just helping out that reputation, Dex.
Could
a
Java
minute.
I don't know,
like
Dex. Tell me exactly what you mean by that. What things do you normally do when breaking and entering?
Yeah, Dex, how do you normally break and enter into homes?
A minimal amount
Inquiring
of
minds need to know.
destruction.
so I'm imagining like Java could like modify like the frame of the window or something like that to make it possible to open it or reach in.
Yeah, I mean the metal tool could definitely be used. It's a nice little handy universal tool thing. You could definitely use it to try to cut a hole in the window and reach in and unlatch it from the inside.
Yeah.
Would we want to cut the window or cut the frame? I feel
Oh,
like the window would break.
I don't know which. I just know that at least so far that we want to try and get in with without setting off internal alarms, and without I guess cutting a hole in the window is pretty permanent damage, but with minimal damage.
Alrighty.
In
Let's see.
short, I disavow any knowledge of breaking and entering, and
Mhm.
wants to roll either have Java roll a fix or Nero roll a sneak or something to get in without setting off alarms.
Hmm. So, how much do you think Nero has done this in kind of an urban setting?
Um, Probably not terribly a lot. And her experience with it was more limited to the time when she was a rebel.
Mhm.
So in that
Yeah.
sense, she has done it, but she wasn't a cat burglar or a thief in her youth or anything.
Right. Yeah. Um. Okay. I'm. Hmm. I'm gonna say just that. Um. She does know that. Um. Home alarm systems, such as they are, they can have features that will alert you to windows or doors being opened when they should not be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there'd be ways to defeat those, um, but she does know those are a thing. Um, let's see. So if you wanted to go ahead and try that, that would be a sneak check with dexterity.
Okay.
Okay. So Nero goes to work with her meta tool, carefully and quietly, making a hole in the window large enough for her to get her hand through, and getting over to the window latch.
I hate that we got stuck on the hole in the window.
It's all your fault, Dex.
It is. It is. Too many Mission
And
Impossible movies.
yeah. Okay. So you are able to unlatch the window. You didn't find any evidence of an alarm trigger.
Mm-hmm.
You can switch it and slide up the window.
Okay. Climb on in. Look around for internal cameras, although those aren't usually a thing. Java ruined Dwarf Fortress.
Didn't know what that was. Shouldn't have clicked it.
was wondering. I was like, I've never seen that.
There's an option for a fudge dice.
Yep.
Yep.
Hmm.
Not as
Fudge or
delicious as you
fate.
thought it would be.
Wah, wah.
Java's bleeding out into Avery's. Couldn't resist the fudge die.
Mm,
Well, anyway, yeah. So Nero climbs in through the window, and I guess followed by Java, and you find yourselves in a guest room.
Yeah.
Yeah, no internal cameras.
Look around for signs of struggle. Try and locate where the phone is at.
Okay. Yeah, nothing jumps out at you from this room. It seems like it hasn't been touched or used in a good bit longer than a week. Um, Go ahead and give me a notice check.
Java's gonna check the closet too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine that we're gonna split up and search at this point, right? Or
Okay.
did you, Java and Nero want to stay together?
I think we'd stay close enough, but I mean, I
Okay.
don't see why they would be like right next to each other.
Right.
Java could roll to help as well. Notice with wisdom.
Who's rolling it?
I was guessing you'd want Nero to do the main roll and have
That's fine.
Java roll to help. So the help roll goes first. See if you get the +1 for the other.
What is the help roll?
It's just you just make another skill check. It can either be the same one, or if the justification is there, it can be a different skill check.
There you go.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that I did not get the +1, and Nair doesn't hear anything.
Does it look like there's been a struggle here?
Not in the guest room. As you move through the house, move out into the hallway. Narrow. I guess you guys are just kind of poking around in different rooms. You hear hear just the faint sound of servos behind you, and you spin around in time to catch a security bot descending upon you.
Okay.
This is not one that the like of which you've seen before. It's very similar to the ones that you saw at the warehouse, if you
Ooh.
recall,
Okay.
Lightning Logistics. But it was moving in with with its arm. It looks like it's got some sort of stun baton attachment that it was going for. Now Nero is not surprised because she's just that alert,
Bam.
but Java was. So both of you go ahead and roll me your initiative.
Uh-oh.
Now we do need the combat tracker out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like Avery, you rolled twice. Um, hmm,
Yeah, you
Up
gotta
next,
select your token and then click the initiative link, Avery.
yeah.
who can?
But regardless, Nero does get to go first. What's she gonna do?
Oh, she's gonna slice this thing open.
Okay.
Yeah, her modified what she calls a rainbow blade just flashes out with a her own stun baton coming up in her other hand.
All right.
And yeah.
I think that'll hit. Let's see. Wow.
Hey, I like it.
All right. With a sweep of her blade, the robot is no more. Is falls in two pieces.
And she just quietly says over the comms, contact security bots.
There's just frustrated hearing that. It's like I freaking knew it.
Do there appear to be others? Then
A moment later, one does appear.
Okay.
Comes out of a door just on the other side of Narrow and Java. This one lunging at Java with a stun baton. Let's see here. I can get this to. Oh, there we go.
What does Java do?
That does not. Hold on.
I thought it
Sorry.
waits for Ben to roll.
It does. If I can get it to go off here.
Gosh, Rock'em Sock'em
Oh,
Robots.
the little input value box modifier. Let's see.
Sometimes that gets hidden for some reason.
Ha!
Oh,
Now, what is Java's AC?
21.
Right, yeah. So as it lunges for him, he maybe how do you? I guess you describe how he doesn't take any damage from that.
He would probably just sidestep it.
Okay. Barely registering that it was there in time, still his reflexes are on point. And he sidesteps the jab of the bot's stun baton. And I guess that brings it back to Narrow.
because surprise round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Avery. She's gonna try and slice this one too.
All right.
Sorry, not sorry, Avery, is what I just heard.
I want him to be able to roll an attack too, but
Uh-huh.
I got
Yeah.
this really loud spike thrower.
So
yeah,
So
that's also what I'm
badly.
worried
Oh,
about.
man.
Oh,
Hey, that's a little more like it.
yeah, this one survives a narrow attack.
All right, yeah. So she
Narrowly.
turns to join Java and slice at this thing, but it jerks aside, just takes a slice across its front and the plating, and issues you a warning in sort of a monotone. Intruders, you are trespassing. Please surrender yourselves. And it's going to jab this time at Narrow. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. Oh, wow. That's too low, isn't it?
Just barely for Nero. Her armor class right now is 15.
All right. Right then, Java. What's it gonna be?
Yeah, I'm thinking, would a stun baton? I'm sure Java would know this. That would probably be better than his monoblade knife, right? I'm thinking, would he be able to pick one of them up off of the last robot
Oh, no, so these are kind of integrated things. It's not like it's
integrated?
holding a stun baton.
Hmm.
It
And
is the stun baton.
he will need to put a little distance between himself and this robot if he wants to shoot it with anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Would Nero be able to hand off one of her stun batons?
I'm
Or
not
could Java just take
recalling.
it straight off her?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember exactly what the deal is for that. I think that would be like picking something up. Where are the
If not, he's gonna, I guess, punch it.
areas?
Oh no.
Um,
Well,
Or he's got a monoblade knife. I just don't know that he would think
yeah,
knife
it's
is
yeah. I
a
mean,
robot weapon.
if he's not worried about taking a free hit from the thing, he could back up far enough to get it with the. Oh wait, no, he's got the mag pistol. He would take a penalty, but he could
But
try to
that'd be
shoot it from
loud,
the.
yeah,
right?
please stop encouraging
Yes.
loud, Ben.
That'd be very loud, right? I mean, I might as well use the spike thrower at that point.
Yeah, I mean that's totally an option. You could back up, take a free hit from him, and then from the bot, and then
Don't listen to him,
blow
Avery.
it away.
I mean, at this point, he is thinking about it,
Don't
but he's probably
don't
just gonna
listen.
use the knife.
Robert, I'm seeing now your message. Unfortunately, the line shunts don't enable like remote hacking. That's a different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Unless
but if the cameras are on the same circuit for security, it could potentially be an integrated system, which is what I was aiming for that to be an attempt at.
Yeah,
Like, would he have access to the integrated system to deactivate the alarm system?
that would be a question that could only be answered by going and hacking into the system. Unfortunately, if you.
Could-
What's up?
Sorry, I was gonna say, could Java just like do something to try and like get the robot's attention focused on him? Maybe try and knock it prone or some equivalent.
Yeah, I would say there is some like contested movement sort of stuff. To answer, there was a question that Dex asked about if you could basically hand off a stun baton. I'd say you guys are next to each other, so Java could use his move action, do the pick up an item thing and grab a stun baton off of Narrow's belt. If you want to if you'd rather do that than the monoblade knife. The tackling it sort of move could be done. That one's a bit more complicated, but that's definitely an option.
I feel like that's more Java speed. So let's run through that.
Okay. Let's see then. All right. Complicated maneuvers. Let's see. So yeah, you've got to hit him with a punch attack, doing no damage, and then win an opposed punch or exert skill check. And you can knock them 3 meters in a direction of your choice or knock them prone. So yeah, a punch attack. You can. I think there's a preset for that in the weapon list, like just a punch.
Got it. Nice.
Oh no, Nat 1, baby.
Oof.
All right, so
Java
Are
punches
we
himself.
about to see like a rock'em sock'em robot situation?
something like it. Although Java's not having much success at rocking or socking it. So Java goes to tackle the thing, but is clearly not quite prepared for both how sturdy this thing is, how steady it is on its feet, and also how slick its little metal paneling is. And he seems to be having a hard time trying to keep a good grip on it and wrestle it down, as they're basically dancing around each other, and it's trying to fend him off.
Well, we know which robot was rolling around in the canola oil.
Yeah, you just now noticed the little apron tied around its waist. um, so this is about the point at which everybody else could be springing into action if they would like. What are the rest of you going to be doing? You're all too far away to really get into the effect of this robot at this moment, but you could be heading in if you want, heading towards the house.
Could they see us? Would we have asked for help?
Well, Nero did mention contact, so I think
Got it.
Cade's first reaction would be to grab the combat drone and just chuck it out the window so it can start heading in there using his move action, and then pull out his black slab and see if he can hack using the line shunt that was planted. But he may have to move to it first.
Yeah, he'd have to get to the house, which is it's gonna be a few rounds, but with something like this, I imagine he'd want to start getting moving as soon as possible.
Yeah, so he'll start running for the line shunt while the drone heads for the window, and of course he'll like wave his arm so the henchies in the car will pile out.
Okay.
And cheese.
All right. What about Saoirse?
Yeah. Well, if they're all going in, I guess she's gonna go in too. But she was hoping to like telekinetically rip off any cameras, unless Kate had said not to do that.
He's just gonna use the wiring. Just leave the house and the wires alone, and just like destroy the camera. If need
Yeah,
be.
just crumple them like cans.
That's what she
Yeah.
was wanting to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, his earlier comment sounded like, well, no, I guess it was Nero who objected to destroying the cameras.
Yeah.
Saoirse has got line of sight on the camera on the front doorstep. If she wants to go ahead and crumple it as she gets out of the car.
Yeah, before she even gets out of the car, she's gonna crumple it.
Okay. There are a few other. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think. I know you can manipulate multiple things at once. Can you?
I was gonna say, after my magic ladder bridge, I'm hoping that crumpling some security cameras is not beyond Saoirse's capabilities.
Yeah, no, I was just realizing, because you can explicitly like lift and move around multiple things at once, but I don't know that that's intended to work the same way for doing you're trying to crush stuff, because it's a fairly different and more focused application of it. Um,
I
eh,
feel like manipulating things would be require more focus than crushing an item, because crushing an item, you do
mhm.
it and you're done and you move on. But
Yeah.
continuous manipulation of multiple items sounds like like it would
Mhm.
require more focus. So if
Yeah.
that's acceptable, then I feel like, I mean, I obviously I'm wanting to do the crushing of the cameras, but I'm just trying to think through
Yeah,
it.
for now, what I will rule is that, in the moment anyway, that's reasonable for her to do as many. If she wants to, she could do as many cameras as what is it, as her skill level. So 3 at once if she wants. I'll
I
I
mean, it's
might
not like when
might
I'm
walk that
done
back.
crushing them, they reinflate or something, right?
Right. No, I was just thinking. I reserve the right to walk that back if sometime down the line I realize there's a very, very bad, there's some really bad consequence of allowing that, and it was clearly not intentional. But should be fine for now. Does she want to crush cameras on the fronts of neighboring houses?
Any that might see them, essentially.
Okay. Yeah. There are. I don't know how many houses away you guys would have wanted to remain. Um, for trying to stay out of the side of the house. We want to say 3 houses down.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Saoirse's definitely able to crush the cameras, and she'll be able to crush, you know, crumple all of them before any of you who were waiting outside get in line of sight of them on the fronts. Let's see then. Brother Nick, assume you're going along as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular preparations or actions you wanted to take as well?
No, I guess just booking it towards the house.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Brings us.
the not wanting to destroy cameras on houses leading up to Nafia was purely because at that point it's just a couple of people walking past the house, and destroying cameras at that point is raising alarms. We're past that. Way past that.
Yeah. All right. We are back to Nero.
All right. Nero is going to try and capitalize on the distraction that Java has created for her.
All right. This
Ooh.
this will finish off the bot. How's she do it?
So Java just leapt at it and tried tackling it and just kind of slid off its canola oiled plating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word.
It was ready for wrestling.
Yeah.
Also, as soon as Ben brought up the apron, all I could think of was Rosie from the Jetsons.
Yeah. So that's the bot you guys are fighting in my mind now. So sorry.
Nero just skewered Rosie.
Ethan, how quick are you on the draw there? I'm gonna need a reminder of what that is.
Uh-oh.
Pressure. Oh, that's right. That's right. As Java goes tumbling over and the bot does this tries to do this Neo Matrix bending back, and then Weeble wobbles back forward. Nero's blade just comes straight down, and the force of it coming back up compounds with her bringing the blade down, cleaves straight into its head, straight down.
All right. With a flash of sparks and the garbled sound of a dying robot, the life goes out of its eyes. And it crumbles to the floor.
Looks around for other threats.
No other threats materialize. Java's up, but no apparently no other robots. We can go ahead and lose turn order. But we'll say that it seems likely that time is still of the essence.
Yeah,
Some sort of
it's
security system.
it's not like those things have to click a button to relay back to home base or whatever security monitoring there is that there's been an intruder. It's just, and Nero's gonna say that we need to move fast now.
Java's gonna breach the first room he can find.
Okay. All right. Let's see then. Let's. So Nero and Java begin just going door to door through the house, basically looking for any signs of struggle or Nafia, or anything else you guys are looking for.
Computers. Anything
Okay.
electronic that nerd can hack.
Okay. Then yeah, what you find pretty quickly is where these two security bots came from. One of them was in the closet of a guest room, the guest room next to the one you came into, and its base is there, kind of nestled in the corner of that little closet. The other looks like it came out of basically a purpose-built little nook in the hall itself. With
Sersha's, I have a sinking feeling these were Nafia's security bots.
Yeah, almost certainly.
with a with what looks like a kind of almost like a hidden, like a secret door type thing. It's now ajar where it came out, but like it was built into the wall of the hallway, hidden. You also do find you find the master bedroom and an office. The office has a computer, and that's also where you find her compad, just sitting there at the desk. It's about this time that the rest of the group would show up. I'm guessing front door, if you guys didn't want to take the time to go around the back.
Kate will just go directly for the line shunt to see if he can override the security system and deactivate it.
How would Cade have wanted to enter the house, though? Through the back or through the front door?
Oh, probably the back.
Okay.
Okay.
Nero or Java could have opened up whatever door or unlocked a door so that they didn't have to climb through a window.
They could have, but did they? No. Sorry, no one needs to be Ben's advocate here.
Yeah, we'll presume that if they hadn't already unlocked the door, one of them can run and unlock the front when they hear the knocking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Backup.
Oh no.
The hench.
the henchmen and the rest of the crew. Yeah, so everybody can get in, and what Nero and Java have found so far, um, if you wanted, you could give me a probably a notice check with wisdom would be enough to draw something from what you've seen already. Meanwhile, I'm gonna need a tech check from Cade. Oh, once I guess Cade is gonna be doing like a disable.
Yeah.
Oh, do a
Okay.
Yeah,
subvert
he's
so that
just
you can send an all clear, everything's okay message.
okay. Okay. I'll do the subvert option then so we can just make it all clear.
I mean, I don't actually know if that's a better idea. It just struck me, and then my mouth started moving.
Now let's see. All right. So you've got a line shunt on the system. So when Cade goes and hooks up, he starts to do. He's connecting the line shunt. Starts to do his hack, which this would be a rushed one. But realizes that pretty quickly that the security system is going to require another line shunt.
Oh.
Oof.
Who's Nafia?
Yeah.
Oh right, she was the hack. She had the hacky fingers.
Yeah, she did. So would Kate have been by himself at this side camera where he's trying to do the hack, or would somebody else have been with him? Because if Saoirse
Um,
went inside, or if the other henchies went like inside or around, then
Saoirse
he's
would have
gonna.
gone inside with Cade, but
Said one of the henchies stayed with Kid.
Okay, so he'll just pass a second line shut,
He is
and huh?
he is going to need a he is going to need to figure out where to put the other line shunt.
Okay, then he's just gonna go inside then.
Well, that's usually a get like answer a specific question hack.
Okay, so I'll have to do that first from here to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um,
Okay.
what would my net modifier be? Because I know I get a +1 from the black slab.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a -2 from rushed.
Well, so that other stuff affects the difficulty check.
Okay. In
So
that case,
you just take the one.
yeah. All right.
Okay. Good deal. So this would have been let's see, answer a specific question. So it's rushed. This was a DC 13, which you have passed.
Wow, that's close.
Um,
That means the next will be DC 15, guys,
Oh, one goes up by one each
for
time.
the same thing.
14, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Subverts
so
+2 difficulty though, so that'll push it to 16.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you might have been right about just suppressing it instead of trying to trick it. I don't know.
But yeah, so you are you're able to quickly get an answer to your question about where to place the line shunts. Um, as luck has it, your first line shunt is actually on the right data line. It's close enough to do the trick to the ideal spot. And the other needs to go. There's a place in the master bedroom that the other line shunt needs to go. You've got the place place mapped out in your answer to the point where it tells you right where to stick it.
Okay. Well, Cade's kind of marching through the house, grumbling about tracking paranoid people. Rah, 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 so much harder.
I should also
Aisha is gonna snort at that, by the way, and be like, "You know, you'd be just the same."
I got a little caught up in the moment. I should also point out this was an unfamiliar data protocol that they just had to work with. Now, fortunately, he's got
Mm,
his
yeah.
ways, but yeah, that would have drawn his attention for sure.
I mean, at that point, he probably will also just complain and just ask, out loud, even though nobody's going to answer, like, who were you in bed with, Nafia? What is this?
Aisha's gonna quirk an eyebrow and just do like, a bit of a personal question, don't you think?
So he
Ron
says while
kind of in
marching
bed with
into her master bedroom.
And Kate will like stop, turn around, point a finger at Saoirse and be not that kind of in bed with. And just like turn around,
Aisha's gonna
wide shut
put
his
her
hand,
hands up like, all right, I'm just taking you at your word.
All right, so it places the second line shunt. Now, what sort of hack is he going to want to do here?
Ooh, with this difficulty level requiring a nat 10, I think I think we're just gonna go suppress system. As much as I would like to do better, I think we want to just shut it down.
All right, so yeah, for quick reminder, so that was that basically had a difficulty modifier of +5 on the systems side. So suppress a system. In this case, adding an extra +1 for another hack, assuming you're still rushing this one, will be a DC 14.
Right. And
Suppress the system.
yeah, that's easier than having to roll the other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'll say that this would shut down any of the cameras, any other. So you're shutting down the entire security system, including the outgoing alert.
Yeah. So he's definitely just gonna suppress it then.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And it's definitely going to be rushed because he knows that if it's not the government, somebody else is coming and he doesn't want to meet them either.
Oh, wow.
All right. There's a 16. Nice. All right. So, Cade working frantically, hooked up to the line shunt, is able to breathe a sigh of relief as he sigh of relief. Man, I'm tripping over all the words tonight. As the readout tells him what he wants to see, that he has successfully shut down the security system.
Okay, he'll stick his head out of the master bedroom and say, okay, security system is offline, but assume that some sort of response is on the way already. We need to get as much info as possible and get out of here in a hurry. I don't know what system she's got, but it's not Tabukin?
Uh, it was
Why can't
definitely
it ever be easy?
it was no it was no protocols that he had ever seen before. He would need I'm gonna say that he would need a little more time with it to figure out, and he'd probably need to do some research to sort of figure out what data protocol it was, because he, as a Tabukan hacktivist, he prides himself in being familiar with all the standard ones on Tabuk, and he's been exposed to a couple from other faraway
Yeah.
systems, and I think maybe
Primarily
even Uralium.
Anagris and Urella, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, those two. I was saying, in his time on Tabuk, he would have come across ones from other places like Latavos or some of the other Tabukan systems as well, and maybe even a couple outside that. But he has never seen this one.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So. Mhm. What are you guys gonna do at this point?
Well, Nero has listed out all the computer stuff that she found, and at this point, is there anything else that Nero and Java can look for? Actually, Java might have more utility here with his fix.
So I was gonna say, you guys have done a quick sweep. You were looking for obvious signs of struggle and computer stuff and whatnot. You found all the devices that you could find. The ones that you expected to find. You did not. I didn't specify. But you did not see any signs of struggle. Um, you also would have discovered. You would have found her van in her garage. If you want to take a few more minutes, you could do a more thorough search, or if you wanted to pick a particular room or two, you could narrow it down, reduce the time, but give me a more careful look at particular places.
Any suggestions?
I guess Java would check out the area in and around the vehicle.
Okay.
Also, how many rooms does this house have?
Let's see. I'm gonna say, let's see, rooms. About, I guess, 7 or 8 if you're counting like bathroom, kitchen, living room.
So this is like a 3-bed, 2-bath situation.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. They came in through a guest room. Cade went into the master bedroom. Is there
Mhm.
is there a third bedroom / office situation? Or have we already found the main office situation or office looking situation maybe?
Yeah, the office was kind of in the guest in one of the guest rooms. It's the one where the other security bot was, um, or where its little charging station was. So yeah, you have found her office, her little office space.
Okay. Have we been rifling through that at all?
Yeah, I mean it's fairly sparse. There's not like file drawers or anything. It's pretty much just a computer, and Nero already found the compad there. Um, the overall feel of the place is fairly utilitarian.
So it doesn't look like there was any kind of fight or fuss here.
Correct. Java, go ahead and give me a notice check with wisdom in the for scouring the garage, and we'll say that's where he's spending the next few minutes.
I actually have a suggestion for Java or Brother Nick. If
Hmm.
one of them might possibly be able to look at the robot stations and see if they were tampered with. Because Nafia having security bots is a huge, big clue that there probably wasn't a struggle, or they would already probably be in pieces. Someone convinced Nafia to leave without her compad, um, or caught her on a jog. Although why she wouldn't take her compad with her on that is also kind of, the fact that her compad is here is like her compad is here, and the bots were intact. So if anyone can get into those bots to see if they were tampered and that's why they didn't activate.
That's something, yeah, someone with fix could do. Java is occupied in the garage. Brother
Right.
Nick want to take a gander at that?
Oh, okay.
You could spend the next couple minutes doing a closer look at the security bots and their stations. So that'd be a fixed check with intelligence. Okay. So for the next couple minutes, what is everyone else doing?
I think Nero's gonna look around in the yard.
Okay.
Cade's gonna use Hello Neighbor to get more altitude and keep an eye out for incoming vehicles or something.
Yeah, Saoirse's
Okay.
going to be thinking more about their exit at this point than about gathering information because it seems like everything here is too quiet to suggest that she went with a struggle. We
Yeah.
haven't found her. We haven't found sorry
Bless you.
anything to suggest that she was taken against her will
Mm,
here. So
okay. So yeah, Hello Neighbor can gain some altitude and be checking any roads on the approach and doing quick checks to make sure no other security forces or whatever are on their way. Police maybe.
Okay.
And what about Java? Oh wait, no, we already established Java, Cade, Saoirse, Brother Nick. Is that everybody? Yeah, okay. That is everybody.
Saoirse's going to be telling Cade, like, she's going to say, this looks too clean. Uh, if she was taken, she knew the people she was going with. We need to get out of here.
That's what I'm concerned about too. The protocols on this system are nothing I've ever encountered.
Can you get any kind of copy of it?
Out of character, Mr. GM, is it something he can copy, or is it just something like he's got like logs on his device already?
Sorry, copy of what?
Like the protocols from the security system for study.
Let's see. So he'd have a little bit on his device. If he wanted to really do a take a more thorough look, he would need to get
Turn it back on.
something. Yeah. Well, not necessarily the security system itself. He could. I mean, the network still has like I'm saying, the security system, quote unquote, was like a module on the whole network, but
Oh,
like the um like being being in there, there's still a network that he can access and try to hack it. It's still, I don't know if that makes sense. Like the digital security
Yeah, I
and
understand.
protocol stuff are separate from the stuff that you shut down. The more physical security kind of stuff.
Okay. Um,
I also have a question, real quick. Sorry, Robert. One sec.
Yeah.
Nafia was Kareem's boss, right?
Correct.
So she was working for the Tabukan government. But this looks totally foreign to Tabukan security measures.
Correct.
Whale.
Indeed.
And she
Um,
was a Tabukan national, right? Like she
As-
was a normal, like born here, raised here citizen, right?
As far as you know, you guys didn't really dig into her past or ask her that question. I don't
Oh,
think.
we will now.
Yeah. By the way, Nafia, are you a natural-born citizen of Tabuk?
Oh, we don't have to use words. We have a hacktivist.
Oh, very true. Let's see. So I should have asked Narrow. Go ahead and give me, I guess, another notice check.
All right.
And yeah. So
Well,
let's see. So Java searching the garage. That was a success, by the way. Does not find anything obviously out of place. But he finds, again, relatively little. Nafia does not believe in clutter, apparently, or a lot of stuff. So
This is seeming more and more like she's a plant.
you find, no sort of suspicious cracks or signs of tampering with either the garage door, the vehicle itself, or any other things that seem out of place.
This is
It's all
too clean.
ship shape.
Yeah, this is too clean. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this?
I sh- I don't think that she's turned. I think she got blackmailed or some other kind of coercion. I want to see what Cade gets out of that computer and compad.
Java also, he does make note of the car seat in the van.
Oh yeah, she had a kid.
Is there no signs of like a kid having lived here?
Not that you've seen.
I'd say Java's possessed to go next door.
um, okay.
Is
Let's see. So, Brother Nick, in looking over the security bots, this is a partial success. So doesn't see any apparent signs of tampering or alteration from a pretty standard charging station setup, though he notices that this is a fairly high-end design, and in looking over the bots themselves, these are pretty much top of the line.
We're
Short of
top of the line.
yeah. Short of getting into warbot territory, these things are supposed to be able to pack a pretty serious punch, and are not the sort of thing you would find at a everyday person's home, or even a lot of corporate offices would not have security bots this nice.
This is so weird.
And let's see, Narrow. She's looking in the yard for signs of trouble and anything else in particular that I
Well,
over.
now that the question of the kid has come up, yeah, also looking for signs of, hey, has a kid ever played in this yard?
She does. So she scours the yard. She doesn't find any, dug up bits of grass or anything indicating a bunch of frenzied movement. Nothing seems disturbed or really out of place. She does find a couple of kids' toys put out.
Hmm.
I'd say, yeah, that's a good enough look to say. They the toys aren't really dirty, despite being out in the yard. And in fact, it looks like one of them may have been sitting there for a good while.
Right.
I should say they don't look dirty like
Like
you'd
they've been
expect a
played
kid's
with.
toy to play with. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've just got regular wear from sitting outside.
They've been sun bleached, on one side.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that covers all of our. Um, it was Cade wanting to try to extract. I was trying to decide if that would be something that's.
Also, Java said he was going to go next door.
He did say that.
He did say that. We'll resolve that once. We're sort of. These are all sort of simultaneous. 3 minutes or so worth of scouring various parts of the house.
I
For
kind
the
of feel
data
like all Cade
protocol.
would do is just poke the system, record some stuff, because I'm sure by now he would have seen that they've got like the computer and the tablet. So a quick like network packet capture and then be like, yeah, I've got about all we can really take with us. We need to get out of here ASAP.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if you wanted to get. Oh,
Saoirse's going to ask him if it's safe to bring her compad with us.
Just turn it off. It hasn't been on since about a week ago. So I'm assuming it's out of battery. Otherwise, it would have pinged one of the towers. So it's been left alone since the last ping. So long as we leave it off, it's fine.
Saoirse's going to take his word for it.
okay. So yeah, at the end of these minutes, there's still no sign of any sort of response to the security system going off, and you've all done your various tasks. Um,
We need to get out.
has Java come back into the house, or is he in the garage, or is he elsewhere?
I feel like he would want to go next door. May enlist Cade to, I don't know, like ask the neighbors about their neighbor.
I feel like that would have been a good decision before we broke into the house.
No,
And
it works. Cade's a detective, and we
That-
were doing a wellness check, and they're not here.
yeah, but the neighbor's security cameras just got crushed like a couple minutes ago.
Is these days.
We'll have to
Fine.
look into that. It may have something to do with why they're gone.
All right. Saoirse's going to go get in the car and let
So,
whoever
Cade.
wants to do that do that. but she would like to get in the car and
All right.
go before the cops show up, and she has to lie to police again
Well,
or
without
pretend to be police again.
without Detective Cade, I don't think we can pull it off. So I guess it's to the car.
So Saoirse is just like, you guys do what you want. I'll be in the car. Um.
She'll
So you,
finish it with a "It's fine."
so all told, it's been now about 5 minutes since the original break-in. Um. Anything else you guys want to do or ask about the house before you leave?
Nero will join Saoirse before the others have been at the house, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Okay.
over and she'll sit shotgun back at Saoirse. I thought she had kids.
I think we're gonna have to do some more digging. We don't know enough about the situation.
Should I call Kareem?
Saoirse looks at her for a second and looks back out the window. You might need to wait until later. We're still at the scene, but yeah, he might be able to give us some answers. Because they didn't see any kind of kids' room, right?
They did not know.
And Nero will point out the toys that were just left in the yard to sun bleach. She'll mention that to Saoirse.
Something weird was going on. My brain doesn't want to work.
I think she got made and had to bug out.
Yeah,
No,
I
maybe.
think that's
I
a
don't know.
possibility. Either
It
she's
is, or was she lying about having a kid?
well, yes, she was, and it's because she was either a double agent, or because she was a double agent for a different side. Either way, her
Different side.
yeah, her cover story obviously included being a soccer mom, that's in some way, or having a kid.
A kid
But
who didn't exist.
yeah, it's a great excuse to leave work. My kid needs to go to the dentist.
Okay.
All right. Well, sounds like everybody is ready to leave? Question mark.
What we're discovering is Nafia was not who she said she was. She's probably not in the kind of danger we thought she was in, but she could still be in danger.
Jumping to some conclusions, you guys.
That's what we're
Well-
do. That's what we do. We're professional players here.
I'm
Well,
teasing.
we don't really have any better leads. I don't know. If we're thinking that whatever it is, she's in the wind, could we look around for ideas of like where she might have gone? Any clues of that in the house?
Yeah, so you could do if you wanted, you could do kind of just, well, so I'll just say nothing has just stood out. If you wanted to spend several minutes and just do a thorough inspection around the whole house, then you'd take a skill check of some kind to basically poke and prod all the nooks and crannies, look for any stray hints.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, looking for, the spy movie She hollowed out a book full of fake passports or something kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you guys want to just leave one person in the house doing that in case? Because you guys were there was a sentiment of everybody wanting to get out and get out of Dodge. I'll say you will get, because of the Hello Neighbor, you will get significant notice before any sort of response comes to the house. If you want to go ahead and spend whatever time you have.
Okay. Could I try?
I'll say a notice check would be preferable, but I'm open to other suggestions.
I'm gonna ask if I could try a survive if we're looking for like the clues of a bug out bag or a carved out book kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'd take that. And I think intelligence would be appropriate for that kind of angle.
Ooh, a stat that does good stuff for me.
I didn't even think about a bug out bag.
All right, now there's a roll. Coming in clutch. That was the DC. All right, so now while Brother Nick he indicates he wants to do a more thorough look through the house. We got Saoirse and Nero waiting in the car so that they can leave at a moment's notice.
Saoirse,
We had Java and Cade. Were you guys gonna stay in the house, kind of sort of helping Brother Nick, or did you guys want to go ahead and get ready to go in case security stuff shows up too?
I think Cade's a bit more paranoid, so I think he would be headed towards the car.
Okay.
I also wanted to ask, do we have burner phones?
Yeah. Brother
Yeah.
Nick bought like an entire package of them.
Yeah, at some point I think I got a box.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
By the way, I thank you for reminding me about that. Robert, go ahead and roll me a D12. I think, is it a D12 or how does it, I don't remember how it works for, let me check something quickly here. No, it's 2D6. Go ahead and roll me 2D6. I kind of want to treat this, okay, you're good. I was like, because we spent some money a while back on some burner phones, and rather than try to have to track those, I sort of want to treat it like a med kit, like a burner phone kit. So whenever you guys need to use a burner phone for something, you'll just roll the 2d6, and as long as you don't roll a 12, well, no, let's make it snake eyes.
Yeah.
Keep with the sentiment of the system. As long as you don't roll snake eyes, then you've still got burner phones left.
Okay.
And yeah.
What were you wanting a burner phone for there, Danielle?
Saoirse would have thought to maybe have Nero call Kareem right then and there, because she was mostly worried about getting tracked back to, like, oh, we're calling from outside Nafia's house. But I think she's almost more concerned about getting answers from someone who worked closely with Nafia. But she's also semi-concerned that Kareem could be involved in it, whatever it is, and would want to try and talk with him in person.
Okay.
Kareem couldn't be involved in anything nefarious. Nair's boyfriend.
You're so wrong for that.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. All right, well, I guess while you guys decide whether or not you're going to call Kareem with a burner phone,
We're going now.
Brother Nick, you're going to? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll a 2d6 then for Narrow.
Decided to get it pretty close this time.
Yeah, nice. All right, so we'll cover. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll have a quick little chat with Kareem here, and then we'll come back to Brother Nick's scouring the house.
Sorry, Ethan.
You're good.
It's okay. It just puts that discovery a little closer to the end of the session is all.
True.
All right, so Nero calls up Kareem.
Puts him on speakerphone so that it's a Saoirse and Narrow conversation.
Okay.
Cade's in the car too, isn't he?
Yeah, Cade's
Okay.
Cade's out there too at this point.
All right. I guess Narrow would be in the driver's seat then if Java still hasn't returned yet.
Was Java heading back to the car, or was he staying in the house with Brother Nick?
If Nick's alone, he's gonna stay with Nick.
Okay.
Then yeah, Narrow, just to make sure that the car is ready to move immediately, Narrow's in the driver's seat.
Okay. So yeah, Kareem answers. Hello, who is
Kareem.
this?
It's me.
Oh,
Don't say my name.
Nero. You catch him like just starting to start her name, and he cuts off. Oh, okay. Sorry. Hello. What's this about?
And Narrow kind of glances over at Saoirse. Looks back at the phone. We need to meet. Somewhere.
Oh, okay. That sounds great. I'm guessing that this is not the kind of meeting I'd hope it is.
Kind of meeting do you hope it is?
Brother Nick was
Oh.
gonna ask the same question.
Good thing Brother Nick ain't in the car.
His spidey senses a tingling.
I just picture like he'd be up out of his seat over like arms on both backs of the seats, like, what kind of meeting was that gonna be, Kareem? He kind
You
of
feel
dithers.
like Kareem has noticed Nick like peripherally to Narrow and is like, that's probably her grandfather.
Yeah, he's definitely curious. Let's see. So he does. What I was saying is he dithers. He says, "Well, I think you could probably figure it out."
Never
Sounds like this-
mind. No, it's not that.
Okay.
Saoirse just gives Cade the like biggest grin and eyebrow wiggles.
Narrow is turning red.
Figured since we're, since I'm not saying your name, I probably shouldn't talk about that either.
No.
I'm imagining that coming out as like the barest of volume from
Yeah.
Narrow. She's just like dying in her seat. Like, no.
So an awkward silence begins. So, meeting? When do you want to meet?
When can we?
Well, after work today would be best. Let me check. He takes a moment, pauses, says, I, yeah, think about 7.
Okay. He said we're about an hour out from the city where he works here. Can we
Mhm.
like figure out a way to tell him a secure location without actually like spelling out the address over the phone?
Um, give me somebody who's here on the phone. Give me a sneak check with intelligence.
Saoirse's gonna do it.
All right.
Hold on. Please be good. Please be good.
Woo.
Sorry, I scrolled up a little. Okay, it's pretty good. What kind of secure location are you talking about? Are you thinking somewhere private or somewhere innocuously public?
Probably the latter. I think my concern for the secured location was more like, not actually saying go to Bob's Donut Shop on Fifth Avenue over
Hmm.
a phone that's using the comm grid.
Okay,
That was my
gotcha.
concern mostly. Um, do you guys want it to be more of a private location or public?
I mean, we know a good alleyway with some great trash bins if we need like a real private place, but
That trash bin has been victimized enough.
Doesn't make for a very good hiding spot anymore.
mm,
All right, well, so yeah, you passed the check. We won't get into. We won't worry about the specifics of how exactly Saoirse manages to communicate this
Okay.
to Kareem, but we'll say that she finds a way to word it and a a way to logistically get a place chosen without spelling it out over the phone. All right, yeah, I can do that. I guess it'll be not just you, but everyone else too.
Yes.
Okay. Um, yeah, I guess I'll see you then.
And don't say anything about that other thing to Grandpa.
Uh,
Saoirse snorts before she can stop herself.
to Grandpa or your dad?
The old man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, definitely not. All right, well, see you later then.
Saoirse's dying. See,
Nero hangs up. Just sits there and stares forward. That was the worst.
oh, I needed that. Oh, hey, phone Grandpa and tell him to get his bum in the car.
You all get the sense that somewhere in Kfar, Kareem is sitting at his work desk, just staring at the phone, slightly shaking his head. and confusion.
Yeah. uh,
All right. So yeah, Brother Nick has been okay. Made the mistake of coming back into the out of character chat.
There's a good bit of chaos
Great.
there.
Oh, I love it. Were you about to say something, Dex?
no, it's-
Okay. So yeah,
Like how Dex is just like, nope, nopety nope, all my
Was-
nopes, wasn't gonna say a thing.
was Nara going to call Brother Nick?
she can if she's been asked to. Yeah, she'll dial Brother Nick real quickly.
All right, so cue to brother Nick.
Did you fall into the
Hello?
memes, Ethan?
Nope.
I thought Ben was gonna go.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna give the. I guess it looks like he was
Oh.
sending me secret messages.
Yeah. Yeah. Just ring from a number that he probably recognizes as one of the burner phones.
So yeah, that would ring right about the time that Brother Nick is finding what I just messaged you about, Ethan.
Oh.
Okay, so he'll answer the phone on speaker, and you hear what sounds like wood, creaking and cracking as it's being pulled up.
Oh no, my heart.
Hey, you need to hurry up. What is that?
Hear some jostling. I'll say, I think I've found something. Seems Fia had herself a little hidey hole.
Is she in it?
I don't think it's
She-
quite that big.
She's not. So let me see. I'm realizing this is maybe not the most efficient way to do it, but I felt like giving Ethan a little secret knowledge for a moment, anyway.
We all appreciate it. Secrets are best delivered by brother Nick.
So yeah, as Brother Nick is
Or by Kareem on speakerphone. I'm okay with that too.
as he's pulling this up, he realizes it's all several of these pieces are connected, and they're gonna come up together.
Oh shoot.
He's gonna need to
Maybe she is in there.
No. Okay, if we find a body, I'm freaking out.
Telltale Heart, baby.
All right, so Brother Nick pulls up the flooring and reveals a what looks like a fairly sophisticated trapdoor.
Oh my goodness, phew. Oh
With an
no, wait,
access
it's a
panel.
trapdoor. It could still be a body.
Still explode.
Could still be a body in there.
Shut your mouth. Oh.
Okay, so the floorboards are just like hiding a trapdoor, so I'm not seeing
Mhm.
what's beneath.
Correct.
Well, I've
Ben.
already given myself a. Can I check it to see if it's booby trapped? Or wired with the security alarm or something.
Give me a fixed check with intelligence.
Oh no. Okay.
Right. Very nice.
Feel like it's a 2. The door looks fine. It looks like the most openable door you've ever seen.
That
You think
that
you
is
hear
a
a faint
door.
whisper? Open me. Open
Oh,
me.
There's no
Good lord.
C4 attached to this door.
Yeah. It's totally safe. Yeah, so the little trap door does not appear to be rigged with any sort of trap. Though the panel it is it is locked. This little security panel. But its design seems it's familiar. It's not something that's particularly high tech. It's something that would be separate from the rest of the house's security system, and something he could potentially brute force himself. Sorry, not brute force physically. I guess brute force electronic.
Rip the door off.
Yeah,
out of its
electric.
frame.
Yeah, let's see. I guess electronically, something like that. With the tools he has on hand, if you wanted to give that a try.
Oh, I was going for literally ripping it out of its frame, basically.
I mean, you could also you could do that. Do you have a tool or do you have anything that would give you good leverage like that?
I have that Kanabo.
True.
Gonna beat
oh,
the door open.
yeah, you do have actual. Let's see. Do you have your tool? You have your pre-tech toolkit
Mhm.
stowed actually. So yeah, with that actually, you would have you'd have some sort of like fancy extending self-extending crowbar that is like really well enforced or something. It's, top-notch sort of thing. Yeah, that with that you could definitely that'd do even better than your Kanabo, and you don't have to risk your trusty weapon.
Yeah,
Um,
so good for the tools.
So I think that would be an exert, probably either an exert or a fix with strength.
Alright. Go with fixed. It's never done anything
Oh.
good for me. Not once.
Nice. Oh, really? That's true. I forget that has been kind of a running thing. All right. So Brother Nick manages to get this thing wedged in there just right, thanks to the handy dandy pre-tech nature of his crowbar. I was able to, with a bit of a metallic screeching and a snap, the trapdoor breaks out of its frame. Meanwhile, what is everyone else up to? You
Don't
guys
you
just chilling to
freaking
wait?
dare.
Just
Sir.
kidding. All right. So yeah, Brother Nick snaps it up, and then he can pull push the trapdoor aside, and so I guess soft lights come on, showing a ladder leading down.
Oh, come on. Ugh.
Okay. Go on down the ladder.
Oh no.
All
This
right.
dude dumb. I guess he's got his phone on, so
Mm-hmm.
he's narrating all this.
Yeah, everybody would have heard the loud sound of him wrecking the trapdoor. All right, so Brother Nick begins descending the ladder with this dim kind of these sort of runner lights going down, and climbs down about 5 meters, and then
Ooh.
gets to the floor again beneath his feet. And as he sets his feet down, just beside him here, there's another little door.
Another door? What is
But it-
Java doing?
What is Java doing?
Yeah, he was in there with Brother Nick.
Oh, that's a good point. What is Java doing? Is he following?
Yeah.
Okay. As Brother Nick turns, more lights come on, basically like motion detected, and the door actually slides open when he walks towards it.
Oh, wow.
And so Brother Nick and Java come into, as lights come on, what looks like a pretty sophisticated control room.
Oh
um,
my freaking goodness.
It is pretty well decked out with all sorts of things, many of which neither of them could really tell the purpose of. And it all has a distinctly not post-tech feel to it.
Distinctly not posted.
Mm-hmm.
Are there
Um,
any warm chairs?
Oh no.
As
He
Java
had like a heated chair down here.
as Java thinks that,
No, I'm thinking like, are there any warm chairs? Like, has someone been sitting here?
Oh, I hate this so much,
Um,
guys.
the wall to
please
the
do.
right of Java, as he's entered, begins to shift, and sort of a like modern art style chair forms out of the side of the wall. It looks just the right size for Java.
What?
Wait, it just made a chair like our tower.
Like the
frame.
tower.
Uh-huh.
And I guess that was well, Tabuk was like the backwater of that place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess they could have the same technology kicking around, and she's using it to make desk chair.
Java's gonna sit in the
So
chair and
gonna
see if
find
it's
you.
warm.
Freaking. Oh my.
Yeah, it is actually. It feels like it's heated.
He's gonna tell Nick he thinks someone's been sitting here.
It's-
I feel like
I think it made you a heated chair. It looks like there's even some massage functions, and I'll reach down and push like the shiatsu button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he reaches over, and there is sure enough a button, and Java in his seat it starts vibrating gently and pushing on his back in a couple spots. His brother Nick is looking around the room trying to get a feel for the place. He notices kind of a center point of the room. There's a familiar looking pedestal.
I hate this so much.
Familiar looking pedestal.
Are you only hating on
And
it
he-
because it's almost time to end, Danielle?
No.
And so
where have we seen pedestals before?
Brother Nick,
I don't like horror films, and I don't like. This is just all feeling very, very
I
much horror filmish.
I think Brother Nick would probably remember this. So I won't even make you do a no check for it. It looks just like the pedestals that were present in the teleporter rooms on Urala.
Ah.
She's just got a pretty tight menagerie hiding under her bed.
Wow.
And
He's a scary alien lady. I'm calling it now.
and realizing that,
Yeah.
Brother Nick notices that the floor is similar to the floors of those teleporter rooms on Urala.
Hmm. So she had some. She wasn't psychic, was she?
Nope.
We knew it. Oh, this would still take a psychic buddy, right, to use those teleporters?
Yep.
You'd have some kind of porter.
Ah.
Uh,
So she just teleported right on out of here. Is what we're hearing.
Yep.
Well,
you
would
said
you
there
look at
were
the
like
time?
computer monitors. Is there any way to tell?
Who were you in bed with, Nafia?
Like under the bed with, apparently.
Who were you under the bed with, Nafia?
Oh man.
It's a phrase of speech, Saoirse.
So with her computer monitors, are able to like look on them, see if there's any log of like teleporting shenanigans.
Oh, come on now. Did Ethan even get quoted for, or did Robert even get quoted for saying who are you in bed with? And I already got quoted for saying who are you under the bed with?
Yeah. I mean, somebody probably should have quoted him on that earlier.
You should add that quote to before my quote.
Gotcha. Yeah. Uh,
You know what? I'll just put, you know what? Hold on.
oh, it's okay. I'm already on it.
It does work well as a double line single post.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, let's see. 11:34. So, Ethan, you'd asked about being able to tell what from the control stations around the room.
Yeah, if any of those control stations would show when like people coming and going with the teleporter pad.
Okay. Um. So let me think for just a moment here. I will say a lot of it, if he goes to try to access stuff, he's going to get, a prompt for, user and password, basically, or some sort of authentication, which he does not have. Also, let's see. Give me. Give me a notice check with wisdom, either you or Java.
I hate this so much.
Evo,
You know
what
you
check?
love it. Notice.
Notice. Uh-oh.
Would
Java
Brother
help
Nick
or
Notice the scary alien lady with a dagger creeping up behind you.
would Brother Nick ask Java to come help him take a look around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull him away from his fancy new chair.
I can just picture the disapproving, like, come on now, focus. All right. Nice. Um, so yeah, Java would go be looking around, and he would find um uh he would find poking around as Brother Nick is looking at control panels and stuff. What Java would notice actually on the pedestal and on the readout and the screen at the top of it, um, is some sort of like um, some sort of progress bar that is it's not got any sort of notation that he can read, but the progress bar looks like it's at about 80%.
In.
Maybe she's aligned with like a preceptor archive or something. I thought this sector's had one or more of those for a while now.
It might, but that feels like it's coming out of the blue. What else makes you think that? Well, not what else. What makes you think that?
What makes me think that the entire Urala arc, where all of this pre-tech is still around and functioning, and you have people who are aligned with the Uralan resistance, but not Uralan, like their
True. Yeah.
teleporter.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, it's that makes sense. I actually
Mm.
forgot that the we had a conversation with one of those teleporty people, lady, I think, and
Yeah.
they were like reluctant to get involved. They were just chronicling. That's very much Preceptor Archive.
Yeah, and I very much I think that's
Yeah.
Nafia plus that character. There might be a third. I'm just drawing a blank.
Interesting.
All right, well, we're a bit past our time. Let's go ahead and wrap for the night. We'll start doing our faves here. Everybody goes ahead and takes where's character development channel. Everybody takes 2 experience points
Woo.
for a well played investigation. And looks like we have Avery going first in the faves tonight.
The random shiatsu. I want to see you spell shiatsu and you can't use Google.
Ooh, you
Oh,
sir are a
Did I nail it?
sadist.
challenge accepted.
Oh, baby. All right.
Wow, that actually is a pretty good spelling of it.
Oh, it's pretty good. I don't know. Is that the right spelling or is it just close?
Yeah, that's right.
No, yeah, that's right.
Whee! That's awesome. It's like panic spelling mode. Engage. I'd probably seen it before. Well, Avery, I'm glad you enjoyed that part. It was entirely Brother Nick's fault. All right, my favorite part. Oh boy, so many things. I think I'm just gonna say the suspense. Um, I wasn't really, I wasn't really going for that originally. But
Or-
also like for I guess yeah, I wasn't going for it to be like the sort of thriller or horror adjacent kind of suspense. I should clarify. But also just it felt like you guys were a bit on edge with all the little tidbits that you were discovering and trying to piece together all this information. It felt like that worked well. Oh man, that is such an energy.
I
Very
hate you guys.
grade A reference, Ethan.
I thought I referenced that one already, actually, but I can't find it. That's hilarious. Huh?
Yeah, you may have just in a comment, but anyway, Danielle, what was your favorite part tonight?
Being put on speakerphone with Kareem.
All right. I should say, since I did mention it, even if I didn't spell it out, I also really loved the crew investigating Nafia's house. Just that the whole way you guys went about it was really neat. You guys took a lot of care, had some neat ideas.
I hated it, but yeah, it was fun. I don't do suspense.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I love
I
you.
know. Yeah, sure you do.
Let the record show.
Let the record show I'm sorry, but I love my wife, even though I torture her with suspense.
No, I'm
Let the
sorry,
record
and
show
I
that the GM has not been strangled because he's in the other room.
yes.
Yeah.
My office door is locked.
Smart.
Sorry, that was a lie. I should confess that right now. And then go lock the door. Dex, what about your
Brother
favorite
Nick
part?
having hints of a higher tech trap door and being like, well, I got pre-tech tools. I'm just going to rip it out.
My brother Nick's like, door gonna door, crowbar gonna crow.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see.
The door is ajar, and Brother Nick smashed it.
Indeed, he did. Ethan, what was your favorite part?
Oh, I gotta go back and get Dex's quote earlier. Yeah, you know the normal breaking and entering things.
That was a good one.
Nice, we managed to round out all our normal breaking and entering things. You got to use a crowbar.
Yeah.
And I want
No.
to, while you're in there editing, actually, you just finished, but I feel like the paraphrase missed the favorite part of that. Sure, the high tech with high tech was neat, but it was actually the violence of the application. Like he had tools, and it's just like,
Got you.
And that was coming down from him planning to beat it with a stick.
My word.
And it's even better because Brother Nick has fix. He knows that Nero has lockpicking and tools like that. Like there were options. and
Yep.
it probably could have even been hacked open.
Nah.
All right, I took a stab at it there.
I'll take that. That's good.
Okay. It almost has like a vaguely like tabloid headline feel to it.
Yeah.
Like a Florida man chooses violence in spite of his high-tech arsenal, his high-tech toolkit or whatever. All right, Robert.
I liked the early fight with the security drones, and I enjoyed the suspense. I don't really feel like it had a horror feel to it. It just kind of
I
felt
just
like spy intrigue kind of thing.
I just don't trust Ben. That's my problem.
Apparently,
Wow.
being married to Ben must be traumatic.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. She never knows when I might open the door and walk into the bedroom
Oh my
when
word.
she's in
You know,
there.
since you live here.
Oh, she sent me a great, I think it was some little short video recently of some guy like, basically making every effort to, stomp on
Like,
the floor, rattle door
yeah.
handles, and yell
I'm
to his
petting our
wife.
dogs who
Oh,
are
yeah.
not barking because they're used to seeing me because I live here.
And then walks in to the room, still talking, and then she still has
I'm
the.
doing our agreed upon secret knock. So
Yeah.
you should be used to other humans being here because your family lives here with you.
Yeah, startle reflex is a rough thing sometimes.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I hope I didn't derail you, Robert. If you had more, but
No, those two things.
okay. Of course, Daniel got quoted on that. All right.
Let the
Well,
record show, apparently, that I don't trust my husband. Thanks, guys.
The record
I'm-
does show that now. You're welcome.
Yep.
man,
At least when it
See.
comes to stories, look out.
Yeah.
TPK's around the corner.
I still remember one of the earliest quotes from Avery, which is, "Your husband's tried to kill all his friends tonight. Is he okay?"
That's just normal Ben.
I'm just like, oh, you know Ben.
Oh boy, I had a blast tonight. I hope you guys. Sounds like you had fun too. Hope everybody got
Yeah.
to have their moments in the limelight to some extent or another.
It was fun.
Well, so for next week, let's see. As far as I know, yeah, the plan is still to be on for the next session. You guys would just think over if you need to clarify any specifics of your plan, if any of this new information changes what you're doing next. So I know we
Does
left
the
it on a
secret
fairly big.
pre-tech basement change your plans?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth asking.
Yeah.
I
Might
think
derail a
we're
few
getting
things.
derailed by cleaning out this basement.
Oh, it would just be the best if, like, next session starts up and
Brother Nick's
Nick's
just
just like,
stripping the walls with a crowbar.
well, that'd be one way it could go. Just thinking like, all right, everybody, well, we found this secret control room. I guess Nafee is up to something nefarious. Let's get out of here and get to the next step of plan Operation Hurry Up and Wait. Yeah. Anyway,
The
so
magical technology room sounds like a good place to hurry up and wait.
could be indeed. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for us for tonight. Let's go ahead and shut down the stream. Thank you to anyone who's listening. Have a good night.